And what's up, folks? Welcome back. Nigerian Terrell here. And today, folks, we're going to be tag teaming our review for the new Prime Video series, The Boys Presents Diabolical. And it's been 2 years since we got some Boys content, and everybody's waiting for season 3, which is coming this year. But I guess they said, well, for our lovely fan base, we got a little bit of something extra for you all. And I didn't know this was coming out of anywhere, and it just kind of just landed on our lap, and we were just like, oh, okay. More is better. So
I'm very happy about it.
Very, very happy about it. But just a little bit of an adjustment to what we're used to with The Boys. I mean, this is a 8-part 12-minute it's still within the same universe, but it's an animated series. So you're getting more of a expansion and more, different aspects of the Boys universe. So it's like, again, it's extra content. Each episode is, I would almost go as far as saying it's its own anthology. Yeah, because they're not all connected to one another. So like each episode is an anthology. But yes, it does exist within the universe of the Boys. So whether you read the comics or whether you are just acclimated with the Prime Video series, it all makes sense. It all ties into one another. But it was really dope. But Terrell, what was your instant thoughts checking this out, man?
Yeah, I gotta say, I really liked it. This was a good animated compilation of what a lot of people are doing now, which is like they'll do one of these animated shows and like let different artists and directors give their take on the universe. We've seen this before with some Star Wars stuff,
Star Wars Visions. Yeah,
right. We've seen it before with like the Netflix thing, Love, Hate, and Robots. I think it was called Love, Sex, Robots.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love these compilation shows of like different animations. It was really good, and obviously you're gonna love episodes more than others, or you'll love a different art style more than others. But I really loved it.
Yeah, so it is brought to you by the animated team of Titmouse. And with that being said, like, yes, there's different styles of animations. There's different writers, different voice actors, of course. So each episode is going to give you a little bit of something different. And like Terrell said, you will have some that you like overly more than some that you're like, oh, that was cool, and some you may not like. But for me, I enjoyed all of them. They were all extremely different from toning to everything. But by all means, especially with the first episode, if you think, because I absolutely feel like it's a Saturday morning cartoon, and we all grew up to those early 90s Saturday morning cartoons, rest in peace, because these kids in this generation don't know the greatness that we got to wake up to every Saturday morning. It's still by no means for kids. It is completely adult themed, tone, and everything that you would expect with The Boys. So yeah, it's going to tap the nostalgia, but then it's going to quickly remind you, like, oh yeah, this is for adults. Yeah, you can't watch this, little
it's a weird tone, because like you said, we was watching that first episode. I had up until certain points, you forget that you are watching an adult cartoon. I'm like, oh yeah, this is The Boys. Yeah, this is not this is not something you eat cereal to at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Although you may still want to eat cereal and watch it.
Yeah, it's a couple of these episodes make you want to throw up, but I don't know, man.
Just in case you're not familiar with Titmouse, I mean, they are the studio that brought you the Venture Boys, the Midnight Gospel, and recently the Legend of Vox Machina. And then beyond that, I feel like when you kind of look at the work in some of these episodes, you do start to see remnants of other shows that they also were involved in, and you may not have known it or not. Like, first off, the 2020 Animaniacs, at the first episode literally looks like it's from out of the Animaniacs. And then there is, I believe it's the third episode that truly looks like a page out of it's the second episode. It's straight up out of Star Wars Lower Decks. It looks exactly like it.
Almost. What was that art style? Yeah, I was trying to place it in my head. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get so many other different things. So like, and I think that's the big thing to talk about, right? Real quick, is that if you like animation, it just shows you how diverse they are in so many different styles from so many different parts of the world. And just even for 8 episodes of different styles, you still like, man, there's still so much more out there. So like, if you just like animation, you know, just for that alone, you just appreciate it, because you're just like, wow, Leia, like this is hella cool how, you know, you're still within the same universe, but you're telling different stories and different animations, different writers, and all of it, and you just appreciate it all together. Like it's and like you said, Terrell, like there's a lot of this starting to come about, but like it's like a risky thing because the continuity's gone. So you wonder, like, are you going to be able to keep your audience invested? But it's working, and this is another example of it just working. And like you said, there was some episodes I like enjoy more than the other, but overall, just the appreciation for the animation was just top tier to me. It was really good.
Well, like you were saying, like this giving, you know, a different, you know, letting people see that there's different styles of animation. And, you know, unlike my dad who thinks all these things look alike, you know, it's the same cartoon. It's not, Dad. I'm trying to tell you. This definitely shows you the contrast in between these shows and what could be done. And giving these different people a voice and opportunity, like, oh, okay, you know, they worked on this, they worked on that, you know, let it, you know, it normally be just one straight show where one person work on it, one person gets an opportunity to show off their work in their art style, which you'll probably see more of in the future.
Yeah, and just to quickly name a couple of the folks involved with this, you have Aquafina, who's voicing and wrote one of the episodes, Elliot and Ayana Glazer. You have I always make sure I want to say her name right, Aisha Taylor, or is it Aisha Taylor? Either way,
Aisha Tyler.
Aisha Tyler. Thank you from Archer.
Yeah.
Andy Samberg as well. And then you know you got most of the folks back in terms of voicing some of the characters for the characters of the original 7. You know, some of those folks are in here as well too. So yeah, and obviously, you know, this is brought to you by the evil scientists of evil of Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen. Like, it has to come from a twisted mind in order to put out
all those
like
people
this.
are sick, man.
Yeah.
It was that hot dog movie they did. Oh man, there's people, something wrong with them.
Yeah. So yeah. So just to kind of give you a little bit of background what some of these episodes are, and Terrell, I'll let you start first. And I think the easiest way to go about this is let's just go about. There's 8 episodes. No spoilers here. Just talk about your favorite episode and what was that episode about.
Well, a lot of these episodes, just like I said, not spoiler. A lot of these have to do with Compound V.
All of them have to do with Compound V.
Compound V is the catalyst to this entire everything, right? Like, you know, this is like the TARDIS in Doctor Who, right? Like, Baby's Day Out, which is like the first episode. We see the baby with the laser eyes, but this is a different baby with laser eyes, and like you said, it was an Animaniacs style, and just the wacky, crazy, you know, whatever, like just cute on top of hyper violent, you know, it's just like really dope. You would think they wouldn't mix well, right? But they do. Like I said, that episode and the one where they also used the Compound V is the like the face changing cream or whatever, or like the, you know, to make yourself look the way you want to look for those insecure folks out there.
Yeah. Everybody's looking for their next fix, and that fix is Compound V. And while there is some other folks also looking for some other type of drugs and whatnot, every episode at its very core, bare minimum, dealing with everyone obtaining and using Compound V, which, if you don't know, for the boys, is the drug that gives you superhuman abilities. But yeah,
you got to sign the NDA, man. You can't be telling people that.
Talking about the first episode you was talking about, I did love, you know, again, going back to the early 90s cartoons. I love the melody. I like the sound effects, all the classic tropes of it. And then, you know, for all means, like you said, it's all cute and it's all like, oh, then it's like bloody violent, like brutality left and right, gore. So, you know, it was the best. It was the best needed introduction to like letting all the fans saying like, hey, I know you guys missed the boys and we got some extra content. And just in case you thought this was going to be anything other than what we already gave you, you're wrong. This is exactly what our identity is. And hey, you know, for all intents and purposes, for the folks who have watched Invincible, it's right down the same path, you know. But yeah. So yeah, this to kind of go over my favorite episodes. I did have 3 that really stood out to me. Episode 1, like I said, with the tone. Episode 5, because it's just straight up classic Japanese anime. This was Aquafina's episode. This was really cool, really funny. But for all the reasons why I like the animation of the West, this episode nailed it to the T. The score was fantastic. The plot of what was happening was absolutely silly, but still found ways to try to be cute. You did have a cameo from one of the 7, so that's always cool. And Aquafina, I think she's amazing, and in this voice acting capacity, she was fantastic. So I really like 5. But then, I will say that I thought episode 7 was probably the most solid of them all. It just told a fantastic story, good animation. I mean, top tier animation. Like this is the one I want fleshed out. This is the one I want the rest of the story to. That's why I thought it was the most complete of the episodes. And while these are 12 minutes, you're kind of like, all right, I got my 12. That was cool. Next episode. But I felt like episode 7, I really wanted it all fleshed out. Give me 30 to 40 minutes of that, and I would have been cool.
That definitely felt like it could be its own show. Like,
yeah. And this was just to give you a quick, I guess a short synopsis of episode 7 was about a guy going to save his wife who's cancer, but that's okay, because if there's one thing that can was the one thing that can heal or fix cancer or cure cancer, it's compound V.
No, that's a tricky solution.
Yes, you're right, and we're going to see how that plays out. But the animation is really cool, and I can't quite put my finger as to what animation style it is, but I want to say like 2 things came to my mind, and one was Studio Ghibli and one was Criterion Collection style of animation. So it's somewhere in between the 2 of them, which are both very notable names in studio. So like you get the flow here. And then episode 6 was really cool, because this is the episode of where we got 2 black superheroes. Number 1,
do not get to see that in the show at all.
Right. And also, the animation style for this was like straight up out of DC Universe. This was Warner Brothers DC animation. Yeah. You looked at it, you're just like, oh, this is the start of an episode of Titans. Like, and like you would have been like, oh, okay, how's this all going? I'm sorry, not Titans, Young Justice. It looked just like out of Young Justice, but you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I don't know who they are, but like I'm sure like at some point we're going to see like Aqualad or somebody come in and make this all make sense. But it's funny because I thought of the whole should I say like how do I say this without sounding crazy here? This was like the episode of like the black household banter where we see the dysfunction, and it's it's cringy as hell, but it's still like you relate to it in the sense you're just like, yeah, this is absolutely on point,
This is like the usually you get like the half the ever after in superhero comics. This is like the real what's up with superheroes after the page is is over. You know what I mean? So it's really good insight to that.
Yeah, that's a great point. We see a daughter trying to save her household, and Don Cheeto is doing one of the voicing of this as well too. So this is really cool, and this was Aisha Tyler's episode. So
and wait, another one was the one where they animate the actual comic book, like so they show like the actual art style from the comic book, and then have oh man, I cannot think of his name. The zombie dude. Anyway, he plays Huey in this episode. This one's really good, where they go and get the drug dealer to do a fix on the young guy. Yeah, that I really like the art style and the voices and everything for this one. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then I'm Your Pusher.
Yes, right. Yep. And then the last episode is Homelander being humanized. His first mission with Black Noir. I'm not even going to say anything about it. I'm just going to let you watch it. But this was Homelander's first mission, and that should say enough. But I think this is perfect because I think they're going to actually use this episode to kind of, and like even when you watch this episode, you see that Homelander's having like flashbacks or some type of like memory channel, some channeling of memories and whatnot. And I think when the boys come back for season 3, I think it's going to be like the opposite of this. I think we're going to see him in the live action channeling his first mission, and instead of us actually seeing it, this is where you can see it at. So it's going to kind of connect. I mean, I think this may be a super reach, but I think this is going to be like the connection of the new Doctor Strange movie and What If, where we're going to see kind of like thoughts coming from between the two of like, oh, what if this would have happened, da 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 da. And I think this is going to be like more like Homelander remembering back for what he did, and it's going to be reference to this animation series. So but yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, it's 8 episodes, 12 minutes each. It's an easy watch. It's a good time. It's just doing nothing but generating more and more buzz for season 3 of The Boys, but you will have a good time. This is easily something that you want to go out the way and watch. As I said, it has a fantastic cast of voice actors, folks you've already heard from The Boys, other new folks, writers, the animation styles across the board. It's easily something that you want to go out the way.
Can we just say now that Amazon is just killing it? They Prime
Yeah.
Video is killing it. Like they're rising up there. Watch out, Lord of the Rings, everything coming. They coming.
Yeah,
so this is the first couple steps.
Yep. But folks, jump in the comments. Let us know your thoughts about this. Your hype for The Boys season 3. What was your favorite episode from The Boys Presents Diabolical? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments below. But as always, stay tuned. We got more reviews coming to y'all very soon. Big Go Bell.